Yes. So in the yesterday's class, we have seen feature selection and feature reduction. The next topic in this unit is collaborative filtering. Collaborative filtering. Okay. So consider any recommender system like Netflix or Flipkart, where it recommends some items to you, right? So there in such system we can use collaborative filtering. Okay, so recommender system. So this Flipkart, Amazon, Netflix are the examples of such recommender systems. Now this recommender system will either do item recommendation, okay, or they may do based on the previous data, okay, or purchase history, they will do rating prediction. Okay, so this recommender system uses your past data, purchase history for two things. Either they will use your data for item recommendation or for rating prediction. Okay, so now we'll focus on this rating prediction, and let's see how this collaborative filtering is used in that domain. Okay, so now let us define our problem formally. So here we will denote set of users by capital U, then set of items. Okay, so these items can be any physical item or the movies. Okay, so this item, the meaning of item will vary according to the application. So let us represent set of items by S. Okay, so when I write U cross S, so this is my Cartesian product. Okay, so you might have studied Cartesian product in DBMS. Okay, so what is this? This is every possible pair of the entities from U set and S set. Okay, so if I have U equals to U1, U2 and U3, okay, 3 users and 2 items, let's say S1 and S2, U cross S will have these pairs U1, S1, U1, S2, U2, S1 and so on, and lastly you will have U3, S2. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 2, that is 6. So 6 tuples will be there in this Cartesian product. Okay, so what we are interested in is I want to find the rating for every possible pair. Okay, for every user and for every item, what is the rating, and we want to learn this function. Okay, so this is my utility function. So what this utility function is giving me, it will give me the rating for every possible pair. Okay, so it returns the utility value or the rating. Okay, utility value is nothing but a rating, utility value of each item for each user. Okay, so I can represent that thing in a tabular form like U1, U2, U3, U4. Okay, and here I can represent, so U is our set of users and S is our set of items. Okay, so this table will enlist all the possible pairs, right? Okay, so U1, user 1 may rate this product, okay, if the rating scale is 1 to 5. Okay, so he may rate this item as 2. He might not have purchased this item, so he will not rate it, right? So we may have the missing values also, right? He may rate S4 item by 4 and so on. Okay, so this is So this function, this mapping function, we want to learn from the data, and this function is denoted by the p. Okay, so here you can have two approaches. So two approaches are possible here. So first one is user base nearest neighbor. So either you can find the two users with same likings. Okay, so if u2 and u3, okay, their likings are same, then their row will be correlated. Okay, their values in these rows will be similar. Either you can match the users. So here you try to find similar users. Okay, and the second approach that we can follow is item based nearest neighbor. Okay, either you can match the rows or columns, right? So you find out the similar items, and based on that also you can predict the values. For example, if I have this rating for S1, okay, and there is S5 also, okay, and we have more rows and more columns. Okay, but if you can find that S1 is more closely related with S5, so from this value I can predict this value. Okay, so I can approximate it. So if I find the k nearest neighbors, okay, so if I find the k set of such items, I can take a mean or I can take a mode value, right? Thereby I can complete this table. Okay, and if I get this entire table, then I can do this recommendation much in better manner, right? So this is item based nearest neighbor. So here what we are doing, we are trying to find the similar items. Okay, and in order to find the similar users or similar items, we'll be using k nearest neighbor algorithm. Okay, so any doubt till this point? Okay, so now how to find this nearest neighbors? Okay, so I have the screenshot from our NPTEL course. So we can use any correlation formula, okay, in order to find. So this row is nothing but a vector, right? So this is my vector 1, vector 2, and so on. If I have m users, I will have m vectors, right? So what I am doing, I am finding the similarity between the two vectors. So you can go with the cosine similarity or any other correlation similarity measure. Okay, so in this they have given Pearson correlation coefficient. Okay, so this is again one kind of correlation coefficient by which we can determine the similarity between two vectors. Okay, so yes, okay, so first kind of collaborative filtering is based on the users. Okay, user based nearest neighbor. Here we try to find similar users. Okay, so we'll have one target user, let's say u. So what we will do, we'll find the neighborhood of u, okay, similar vectors for u, and based on that we'll predict the rating. Generate a prediction for an item I by analyzing the ratings for I from the users in use neighborhood. Okay, so find the k nearest neighbor of u, see their ratings and predict the rating. Okay, so now how to interpret this formula? So here u is our target vector, v is another vector that you are matching with it. Okay, so this is my neighborhood formation phase. Okay, so there will be two phases. In first phase we'll be finding the neighborhood, and in second we'll be predicting. Okay, that is the prediction phase. So let the record of a target user be u and the record of another user is v. Okay, so u is one row, v is another row. Okay, we want to find the similarity between them. So we can use this Pearson's correlation coefficient. Okay, so here this R is representing the rating. So how to read this? Rating for item I given by U. Okay, so rating for item I given by U, and this is the average rating given by that user U. Okay, similarly this is rating for item I given by V minus average rating given by V. Okay, so if U and V are very similar, then their average will be similar, right? Their rating will be also similar. So this numerator will have higher value. Okay, and if they are totally different, then what will happen? One of the bracket will be negative. Okay, consider, let me give one example. So first consider the negative example. Okay, so I have U and V, they are totally different. Okay, so let's say U has given 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 ratings for item S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. Okay, and V, as they are totally different, he has given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From this value you can infer U bar and V bar. It will be 3, 3, right? In the numerator what we have? Summation RUI minus RU bar RVI minus RV bar. Okay, see. Okay, forget about the denominator, it is just a normalizing term. Okay, so see here what will happen. So for the U item, 5 minus 3, right? Bar, that is average is 3, right? So 5 minus 3 into R की वैल्यू क्या है? 1 minus 3 प्लस समेशन है तो प्लस आएगा, राइट? यू हैव टू डू फॉर एवरी आइटम. ओके, देन 4 minus 3 2 minus 3, देन 3 प्लस रहेगा 3 minus 3 3 minus 3 प्लस 2 minus 3 2 minus 3 4 minus 3 प्लस 1 minus 3 5 minus 3. Okay, and as you can see, this is 2 minus 2, that is minus 4, plus 1 minus 1, that is minus 1. Okay, 0 plus again minus 1 and minus 4. So similarity score is negative. Okay, and by dividing it with the denominator you will get minus 1. Okay, so from this coefficient you can see they are negatively correlated. Okay, so you will have graph like this. With the increase in value along this, you will get decrease here, right? For the lower value of U, you have higher value for V, right? So you have the negative correlation between them. Okay, but if you have the similar kind of users, so 5 4 3 2 1 5 4 3 2 1, okay, you will get similarity as 1. Okay, similarity index between this U and V will be 1. Okay, so this is the interpretation of this formula. Okay, any doubt? So by dividing this by this denominator, we are bringing that value in the range minus 1 to 1. Okay, so this formula will give us the similarity between these two vectors. So we'll select the highest, topmost k vectors. Okay, and that will be the neighborhood of U. Okay, second phase will be the recommendation phase. Okay, so here, so we'll be considering every neighbor, so that k similar users is denoted by this V set. Okay, consider every nearest neighbor. So we have the similarity score. Okay, so the neighbor which is having the higher similarity weight, similarity score, will get higher weight. Okay, so if you multiply this this bracket with this, by this you are doing a weighting, right? You are giving higher importance to the highly correlated vector. Okay, uh, and so you have this R bar, that is average rating given by the U plus, and based on this you will get the similarity score given by the neighbors, right? Okay, so that will be added or subtracted. Okay, so if they have given less rating, then the value of this will be negative. Okay, and that will be subtracted from this average rating. Okay, so this is how you can predict the value for the ith item. Okay, if it is missing in our table. Okay, so what we have done, so we don't have the values for this. We will find the similar users for u1, and using this formula you can predict this missing values. Okay, same thing we can do along the columns also. Okay, now when to go for item base and when to go for user base. Okay, so we know that this k nearest neighbor is lazy learning, right? So everything happens during the testing phase, right? So we will go with the user base nearest neighbor when the number of user is less as compared to items. Okay, so there will be less matching, right? And if you have more users as compared to the item, then you go for the item based nearest neighbor. Okay, so you are doing the same thing, either you are matching the rows or columns, right? Okay, so this is how collaborative filtering works. So any doubt? The next one is item based. The formula remains the same, but instead of uv you have ij, and ij are the items I and j. Okay, so we'll stop here. In the next lecture we'll be discussing naive based classifier. Please take a screenshot of this